I'm young, I'm handsome, I'm fast, I'm pretty, and can't possibly be beat.
Woo! It's your boy Clever. 305 till I motherfucking die, nigga.
Okay, so
Shout out to 132nd.
through the hate and the lust. Well, what do you feel like? What do you feel like would be a fitting introduction
I mean,
for this project?
I know that I just really want the first thing you hear is that feeling of like, oh, like he's not playing, like he's serious, and you can tell. You know what I'm saying? From what you're hearing, from what you're experiencing when the first whatever track comes on, and that's what I want. And I feel like this song that was just playing Philly, I feel like it really does that. But I feel like
Look, Philly, I'll see, now boy, don't be crazy. Coming on this beat like fuck you, pay me. Only the strong survive, so I can't be lazy. Few came and went, but some still got faith in me. So I
feel like it captures that, and just in the sense where the beat, it's upbeat, it's very up in your face type of thing. You know what I'm saying? Makes you, it brings, you know, gives your energy going and whatnot to me, and it's perfect. And I just feel like what I'm writing, what I'm talking about, goes hand in hand with it in a way where it's just upbeat and up tempo, and it lets you see the seriousness of what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Because I mean, besides talking about things that are going on in life, I mean, I'm talking about my own things in life in the sense of where how I feel about rap game that I'm in, myself, the circle that I'm in, the people, the artists that I'm around. Like I started to understand, like, when you think of rappers on the level of Drake and Kendrick and all these other rappers that are there, they're getting all these millions and all that stuff. That's the show. That's the big leagues. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And right now, you know, we're in the minor leagues. And you know, if you think of baseball, like the minor leagues has the single A, double A, and triple A before you get to the majors. And you get there, you're playing professional ball on that level of like the Yankees and all that stuff. So it's like I figured like I have to kill what I'm doing here right now. I can't like rap or think that I'm there. I have to be where I'm at now so that I can get there. Because I have to worry about what's right now. And I'm realizing that, like, if you want to stand out, you have to stand out amongst your peers. And my peers are other rappers here in Tallahassee. And I feel like the level they're at, I had to step up.
Okay.
And I feel that, like, that very first track shows you that I've stepped up. Like, you can put me in the conversation and be like, oh, if you heard this from such and such.
Okay, so, you know, you're in the minor leagues and you're saying you need to handle where you're at now. You need to do what you need to do, and you are coming accordingly. So do you want to be a Drake? Do you want to be a Kendrick Lamar? Like, do you want to be those people? Not those people, but in that position.
I want to be in that position if it gives me the feeling that I'm looking for. And the feeling that I'm looking for is it's being in front of people that I want the feel. I just want that feel. The feel of being on stage and you're in front of a good amount of people. You know what I'm saying? In front of, if it's 20, if it's 70. Like, I don't care if it's 200, honestly.
Right.
I just, you know what I'm saying?
What's the song? You said I used to pray upon making millions. Now I'm praying. What was it? But now I'm just trying to pray upon a way these kids, because these kids will never see a prison.
Right. That's a song. Ride or die. It's not.
to prey upon making millions. When my society started acting out, it started tripping. So I'm out on a mission to pave the way for these kids to never go missing. Like a king to his kingdom, fighting for their freedom.
I mean, the whole thing just behind that line was just, I grew up in Miami, and you know, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but Miami has had one of the worst school systems. You know what I'm saying? And
It's tough.
I feel like when you're in a bad school system, I mean, if you ever watched the documentary Waiting for Superman,
oh yeah, multiple times.
He doesn't tear up in that movie. You feel me? So it's just like I'm a product of that. You know what I'm saying? I could have got lost. You know what I'm saying? I could have got lost in the system and never made it to college. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get a degree. So it was like once I got up here and like I started volunteering in the community and started like at a Palmer Teen Center, me, Mike, and Shy, we taught this hip hop expressions class to the youth that were there, and they're at risk youth. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like it gave them an opportunity. Like we'll play songs. You know what I'm saying? Like let's say we play like Tupac, Keep Your Head Up. You know what I'm saying? And then we'll diagnose the song. What was he talking about? You know what I'm saying? And just get a conversation going. And then how can you apply that to your life and stuff like that? So when I came across doing that, like it just hit me. I was like, man, honestly, I just feel where society is at, the importance is education. Because without education, it's like it's not even education. It's the knowledge. If you can't get that knowledge, how are you supposed to apply anything to what you want to do? Like how are you supposed to attain what you want to do or get where you want to go if you don't have the knowledge? You know what I'm saying? And that's so important. I feel like that's important right now. That's what needs to be important in this. And so making millions like at a young age, you know, who doesn't want to. You know, who doesn't think about wanting to be rich, you know what I'm saying? Or playing in the NFL to make money, or playing in basketball to make money, you know what I'm saying? Or being a lawyer, being a doctor to make money. And I just feel like it's not about the money. Like, I learned that it's not about the money. So that's what I was just trying to express in that line, you know? Used to pray about making millions, but now I'm out here trying to make sure these kids don't go missing.
That's it. So you mentioned, like, especially for your first track, but in general, just having this a very bold, upbeat, you know, and I feel like in a sense it's almost like I was starting to hear a lot of or have a very like revolution song type, like I'm coming, this is what's happening, and even specifically some like political references. I know your affiliation with the Dream Defenders, DDOD.
This is how I'm trying to help y'all out. Like I feel bad because there are Dream Defender members that like they tell me about certain events and it's like I want to go because like I've supported before and I support the cause. You feel me? And I support any fight. You know what I'm saying? For righteousness, I would support it so much. But it's just like I'm so caught up in like I've changed as a person. Like I've grown and I have certain principles that I like to live by. This whole thing called boat theory, but I'm gonna explain that. But just to finish was they always invite me and I can't go, so I felt like why not put them in my music, you know, and give them like this kind of a sound, this kind of a voice, a musical, artistic type of voice. You feel me? They're in they're doing their shit. They're in the Capitol saying it for 31 days straight. You know what I'm saying? Over the summer. You know what I'm saying? Out there trying to pass a bill for the Trayvon Act. I think this is what the actual name of the bill in the act. I think it's the Trayvon Act. I'm not too sure, but I try to show respect because it's just like I like wearing my shirt. I like what it means. I like supporting and being like, yo, this is happening. I remember one time I went home. I was at my homeboy's house and we went to the corner store. We was in Liberty City and we in the corner store. And it's an old lady, she's like talking to the cashier, and she's just like, "Where do you kids get these shirts these days from?" And I was like, and I explained it like I was like, this is actually a Dream Defender shirt, you know what I'm saying? And like I just remember at the occasion, I was like, look, I don't know when, you know what I'm saying, but you know how they say, you know, God, you know, He's gonna come one day and He got judgment day. Like how you can believe believe change is gonna come one day. Like there's gonna be a great amount of change one day. Like, but I mean, I don't know if that's my lifetime. I don't know if that's my kids' lifetimes. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, change is coming now.
It's all said and done, I be the realest to ever do it. Cross cultures and never fell short to influence. New black soul, I feel the movement. DDOD, stay strong and just grew with it. Cause you gotta play the game to try to beat the game. Or you gotta play the game and try to cheat the game. You know you fake it till you make it. You see it, then you take it. You make it to the top and then you yell that you made it. And let my sis be measured by the niggas that respect.
Would you say you're a political person?
Political minded.
Okay, that makes sense.
Like, don't get me wrong, I can button up the shirt, you feel me, put on my suit and go talk, you feel me, but I haven't just now, I don't know. I don't know how you perceive me and stuff, but I feel like a little hippie, a little hipster. You feel me? I feel urban. I feel ethnic. You know what I'm saying?
Camo, wrist
You know,
tag,
but
the lines.
This is me. This is me. Like this is me. This is me. This is what you see on the surface, and this is who I am also deep inside. Just how I'm political minded as well. I'm political minded. I'm strong minded. Shit. I'm education. All my morals and values is knowledge. It's respect. Loyalty. And then you gotta have a sense of like you have to know what fear is. It's hard for you to know what loyalty is, to know what love is, to know what respect is if you haven't seen the opposite side of what each one of those things are. You know what I'm saying? Where you don't get respect, where you don't get loyalty. You know what I'm saying? When you get hatred, you gotta know what fear is, because when you see that you fear, you're like, damn, that's crazy. Like this makes me feel some kind of type of way, you know? So I believe like those are my values. Like I feel like if I can embody those things, I can be a good person. You know what I'm saying? And I can put out. I mean, I'm not perfect. Nobody is. You know, I'm Pisces, and Pisces, they're got the two fish. They're opposite, but they're really the same. And it's just a balance. That's how you get like when they refer to the yin and the yang. And you got the dark and the good, and the light and the dark. You know, the bad and the good. When it's just the balance of it. You know. Because I'm not perfect, but I like some of these things. You know what I'm saying? I like smoking. I'm in a relationship right now and whatnot, but like I'm such a loving person, but at the same time I'm such a lustful person. You know? I love women. I love women. I respect women, and then I respect the queens and I respect the hoes. Like I ain't even like I got love for women because it's just like you are a woman. No matter what kind of woman you are a woman. You feel me? And women give birth to babies. Women give birth to society. You know what I'm saying? We come from a woman. You know, we're born from a woman. So it's just like I love my mother. So much respect for my mother, and it's what my mother is the reason why I have so much love for other women, like the person I'm with now. You know what I'm saying? I got so much love for them. You know what I'm saying? So she get on my fucking nerves sometimes.
Oh, okay,
I gotta say,
that's gonna be the shout
this
out.
baby, I love you. It's all good though.
I feel like you were talking to. Well, I feel like there was a female that was being addressed in a lot of these tracks. You know what? And I want to say, even "Let It Go." Let It Go. I wasn't exactly expecting that at first, but then at one point I was like, wait, is he talking about "Let It Go" the wrong girl? Letting her go? Yeah. Letting it go, letting the...
I learned how to burn. I let the fingers do all the talking both ways. The pen to the pace while I was blowing on the haze. I remember the first time they showed me true love, but I fell through the cracks of the club. Yeah, and no seductive hugs, but the voices in my head told me.
I talk about technically talk about two, but in like the first verse kind of gives you that like three, because it's like, okay, marijuana.
Okay.
It's Mary J, and the first verse is it was dedicated to just that whole like you going through stuff and you're like, you're in that like, for a smoker, you're like, it's one of those moments, it's one of those times you're smoking every day. You know what I'm saying? Like smoking 4 or 5 blunts a day. And it was just at that time, the moment I was talking about was at that time, and then just that whole process of like, man, we used to throw parties all the time. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying like that lifestyle of like, just being high as shit, being drunk as shit, and just being lost at parties, and you coming across females and you know what I'm saying, one night stands and just ridiculous stuff, you know what I'm saying, and just being grown up and not like realizing that you're grown, and just like, man, I'm glad you let it go. You let that part of you go, you know what I'm saying? You know it was just, that's you at that moment. I'm in a different place and space now. So for that verse, it was the girl Mary Jane and whatnot. I still smoke and whatever, but it's just that lifestyle, that
It's
heavy
a
lifestyle.
different mindset.
Yeah, it's a lot older now.
Too old to be
I'm
doing
not
all that
19
shit.
and 20
So
no more.
okay, so let it go was like kind of a state of mind, like
Right.
let it go.
Right.
Okay.
Experiences, past experiences.
Okay. Well, let me then. Okay. So what I think in the storm, there's a. You say, wait, no, I don't think it was a storm. You say, I want to say no, it's not Let It Go. It is, it's not the
I
storm.
mean, Let It Go, I do talk about two more females and whatnot.
Yeah.
I talk about two different females.
Okay.
On the third verse, and then the second verse is dedicated to a friend.
I mean, and the name of this project is Through the Hate and the Lust.
Yes, yes.
And I can see that on a global aspect. Through the hate and the lust, it can apply in a lot of ways, but it also very clearly relates to a relationship.
Right. Definitely. I mean, I definitely wanted the title to reflect to. I picked it. I can tell you this. The way I work, I usually pick a thing and make that the title, and then I try to everything that I've gone through in the last year or whatever. That's what I'm using. That's what I'm using as my archives and my information that I want to put together and write. Then I can only do it based off of my experiences. So for me, my hate through my lust is relationships, it's friendships, it's running into the law, and you know what I'm saying, and just society, the other energy that I give of hate, you know what I'm saying? Like, I believe in the energy you give off is the energy you receive. You know what I'm saying? So this is my opinion. I've heard other people say it. We live in a hater generation. Very hateful and very lustful generation. You know what I'm saying? And the whole lustfulness thing, I think it started the booming baby booming age and whatnot, like the early '90s and you know what I'm saying, and late '80s and stuff like that. It's very sexual, and we're a product of that. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I experienced. So then I also wanted to be able to read a lot of things. I mean, it's a lot of you think about your job, they treat you certain ways that they don't like you, and that's hate. You know what I'm saying? Or you can't get certain things unless you appeal a certain way. You know what I'm saying? That's lustfulness. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, it can apply in many different ways, but the way I had to apply was through relationships and friendships. You know what I'm saying?
How does poetry relate to music for you? Like, do you think about music differently than you think about poetry?
I think the only way I might look at it differently is in my approach about how I go about writing music and writing a poem. Okay. You know what I'm saying? When I first started writing, I was writing just to write, and I was writing to trying to write the music. You know what I'm saying? But this is late 10th grade, early 11th grade. This is when I really started writing, you know what I'm saying? Actually make efforts and stuff like that. So late 10th grade, early 11th grade, and then I went from just writing, trying to write to just listening to music and trying to write to it and trying to write how I think it's supposed to happen. You know how it's supposed to go. I was introduced to this teacher of mine. I gotta shout out Miss Hatchett, North Miami. She was I think she was a chemistry teacher. I think he was a chemistry teacher. I don't know, but she was the head of starting a poetry club and whatnot. So I'm one of the first members there. That's kind of cool. First member of my high school poetry club. My first member, founding member of Voices. And not shout out to Voices. It's kind of cool. And so I was introduced to the whole spoken word aspect of poetry. So I just went from there. And then when I got up here, one summer I was just after trying to rap again. One summer I was just back in 2009, I was just I'm gonna do this, and this time it's gonna be some legit type of stuff. And I came out with my first mixtape, and I got so much love for it. You know what I'm saying? And it's a very poetic mixtape.
What's the name of that mixtape?
It's called Journey With Me, My Yellow Brick Road, The Journey With Me, and when that's the very first one. And I'm talking about songs that I picked to do on that was Song Cry from Jay-Z, Bill Withers. I believe it should be happier. I gotta look it up. But She'd Be Happy. I also did Whitney Houston. I Love You. I Will Always Love You. I did a Tupac beat. I did Temptation.
So it's a very so no wonder you're saying that this mixtape has a very like I'm here.
Yeah.
It's a very different vibe.
Right. Definitely.
Seems like.
Because you know, from mixtape 1 to mixtape 2 to mixtape 3, you see me coming in. Like mixtape 1 is I'm making music. I'm trying to make music. This is me making music. This is how I make music. And you got this very poetic type of thing. You got a weird kind of flow and real delivery and stuff like that. You got that, but it was a good quality. It was some good sounds and stuff like that. And then mixtape 2, mixtape 2 was rushed in a sense because it's like I've been working on this third project through Lust for like 7 months, and I worked on the first mixtape for like 8 months. I recorded the second one in like 3 weeks.
Okay.
So like, you can, but the thing is, but word for word, there's nothing wrong with it. You know what I'm saying? It's just I never gave myself that like moment to like, okay, I'm about to start a project. Alright, I got the music. What if I learn and let me apply it? I just did it. You know what I'm saying? I'm applying what I've learned through the years of what I went through, applying that, and like about a year ago, like I felt like I talked about people not trying to give me advice for me to get better, and that's why I came out and reached out to them and whatnot. That made me so much hungry and so much driven and ambitious to write how I wrote for this mixtape, how I decided to how how much come with that like intensity, you know what I'm saying? How much intensity I wanted to come, like that is what driven this stuff I went through musically with those people last year, and then applying like lessons that I learned from relationships or friendships or like problems, how I can apply that to what was going on musically for me, because it all comes back to the music, you know what I'm saying? It all comes back to why you did it, you know what I'm saying? And that's why, so I took this, and mainly this, my friendships and my relationships, that's lust for me. And the music stuff that I was going through, that's the hate. You know what I'm saying? That's how I like differentiate it and then how to balance it in the sense of how it came out and it mixed it when you hear it. So it's like musically what I went through, all the bullshit, that's the hate, and then my friendship, my relationships, my problems, that's the lust, because a lot of my problems comes from how I feel, you know what I'm saying? Lust is a feeling, you know what I'm saying? Hatred is a feeling too, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like I can associate, you know what I'm saying, the stuff I've gone through with my friends and relationships and failures, they all come from that love and lust, you know what I'm saying, and whatnot. So.
The hate from the lust. Okay. It all comes together full circle. Thank you.
Thank you
so much for all right.
Just got a lot to say nowadays. You feel me? Look, I'm a young king of Miami rolling up this OG, trying to face the facts without facing defeat. The world turns as I wake for a new day. Writing in my poetry book, I got something new to say. And princess, I'm hoping that you won't break this heart I give to you. For yours I'm willing to take, cause what's left in the world if I know is to erase. Trying to take it slow so with every kiss I pace, but this feels so natural as we flow with the river. A life hoping a child will soon be delivered to resemble what we had, to transcend our path and stand stronger and make sure we make it through our aftermath. And please realize what you have in front of you. Before it's gone, you can't go back and you